All right, folks, it is late. It is late Saturday evening. I'm just now having a chance to sit down with you. Appreciate you stopping by, spending a little time with me. I got a couple of the girls behind me there that polishing off an old bale of hay. Glad for it, too. It's been beautiful here in southwest Mississippi today. A little overcast, promise of rain, but that's okay. The grass is green, the cows are eating, and the calves are growing. That's what we're trying to do, trying to accomplish. I had a wedding I did this afternoon for a couple, and had a real good time with them. They didn't know me, but they wanted me to do their wedding, so we had a couple of talks and got to know them. Real nice couple, but they they just told me do what you do, so I did. And we had a good time. I like to laugh at a wedding. Not laugh because it's silly, but just sometimes people get so uptight, especially young couples. They're so scared something's going to go wrong, and that is somehow going to be a sign that their marriage is going to fail. And that's not true. That's not true. Marriages fail because couples don't communicate, okay? And they lack Jesus Christ in their lives. Um, happens a lot. Happens a lot. But anyway, we had a good time. Had a good time. Got back here, did some work. It reminds me, just the other day, talking about work, we were. I was at a function. There was a lot of people there, and I didn't know many of them. But anyhow, when the function was over, I noticed there was just a lot of trash on the ground, and so I had a couple of extra minutes. So I started to pick up some trash, and a fella came over and said, "Hey, preacher, you ain't got to pick up that trash. We'll get it." I said, "No, I got some time. I'll help y'all get this stuff up, and it won't take long." So anyway, we're picking up trash and getting it cleaned up, and there's a couple other people showed up and started picking up trash, and it went really well. But while I was picking that trash up, something struck me when he told me. He said, "Preacher, you don't need to be picking up garbage." Well, folks, I'm going to let you in on a secret about Christianity. Somebody somewhere told it a lie and said Christians, especially like a pastor, I mean, I'm nobody, look at me. But they seem to think that we don't have to be servants. And the greatest picture of a Christian is someone who serves other people. They have the heart of a servant. So one guy told me, he said, "Preacher, you ain't got to worry about it." I said, "Listen, if I'm too big to pick up garbage, then I'm too big." Think about that. If you're too big to pick up garbage, you're too big. If you're too big to wipe down tables, you're too big. If you're too big to help somebody change a tire, you're too big. Are you getting the drift here? See, somehow, some way, we think we've elevated ourselves or others to a point where they don't need to serve. Wow. It's very humbling if you think about it. Because what I'm thinking about is this. There was one years ago, he had 12 guys that hung around him. They call them disciples. They were friends, and they hung out together. They walked the roads from one town to the other together. They ate meals together. They were friends. But there was one night just before a dreadful day that Jesus, the leader, Jesus, the Son of God, Jesus, the one who Colossians says created all things. Are you listening now? The creator of the world, the one who spoke the universe into existence. The one who commands the dawn, it says in Psalms. No, it says that in Job. I apologize. He commands the dawn. He tells the waters when to stop at the ocean. Jesus himself. While they're arguing, bickering and arguing among themselves who is the greatest in the kingdom, or the soon-to-be kingdom, Jesus is over there putting a towel around his waist, pouring the water into a basin, and he approaches Peter, the first one, and he kneels on his knees at Peter's feet. And Peter says, "What do you think you're doing, Jesus?" And Jesus says, "I'm going to wash your feet." The job of a servant. A job of a servant, and the creator of the ends of the world is going to wash his creation's feet. Stinky, filthy feet. And Peter, boy, he rears back. He said, "Oh no, you won't wash my feet, Jesus. Oh, I'll have nothing of that." And Jesus says, "If I don't wash your feet, then you don't have anything to do with me." And that's when Peter says, "Man, give me a bath then, okay? Whatever." A lot of things went on that night. But I've always been surprised. I've always been fascinated that the last lesson Jesus taught his disciples, the very last lesson he taught them, was to be a servant. And he says, "What I've done to you, you do to each other." How will they know that you're my followers? Because of the love you have for one another. Christians, we need to look for opportunities to serve. Look for opportunities to serve. And don't ask for acclamation or claps or praise of men. Oh no. You do it because that's what God wants you to do. You do it because you love Jesus. He set the bar kind of high, didn't he? To be a servant. It's been good to talk to you. I know this is probably a short one, but I'm running out of daylight, and I know y'all are busy too, okay? So hopefully I will see you next week. Take care.